Knife lovers and knife hubbers, I got two Microtech OTFs that we currently have available right now. You may have overlooked, or maybe you didn't, but I think they're really underrated knives, and I want to show you why I think they're underrated. We're going through also right now a little bit of a shortage on knives, like a lot of other things in the world, from workers to groceries. I'm hoping very soon to be getting more of literally everything. Microtech, Protech, Benchmade, Spyderco, and of course Chavez no later than April. Cross fingers. I know with SHOT Show too, a lot of the manufacturers are a bit tied up with what they do have and what they can send to us, but that just means that when we do start getting things and they're showing up, it's just going to be all the more exciting. So hope you're excited too. Anyway, let's get into it. First and foremost, this knife here did not have as much hype surrounding it as I think it deserved. I was really excited when I first saw pictures of it, but I think it flew under the radar for some people. Maybe they looked at it and didn't get the appeal. The price tag was confusing. I can see why a lot of people would feel this way, because you got to get one of them in your hand to understand the good about it. And what knife could I be talking about? The Hera, of course. It wasn't even in the box. See, I fooled you guys. Take a look at her. This is a pretty knife. So what's the deal? I've heard criticisms like it's basically a Troodon, but more expensive. The aesthetics are weird. Who cares about this ball clip thing, etc., etc.? Listen, guys, this isn't a knife you can just look at on the screen or in a case and decide if you like it or not. You really shouldn't write off any knife without holding it and getting the what the, because appearance is one thing, and you can criticize it all you want, but sometimes unusual aesthetics lend themselves in other ways. In the case with the Hera, this is extremely apparent. As soon as you get it in your hands, you get why it looks the way it does. I think it looks nice. I actually don't think anybody's complaining about the way it looks. They just don't really get it. Like, oh, it's smooth and sleek, but what's the deal? Especially when you combine it with the price tag, right? It's $426.14 on Knife Hub. I will put a link in the description, as always, if you want to take a look or pick one up for yourself after the video. So I have yet to find a more comfortable Microtech knife. And I mean, nothing else comes close, in my humble opinion. This Hera is a bit of an answer to some of the people that wouldn't carry a Microtech because they find it challenging to fire and retract the blade, actuating the switch, which I hear a lot more than you think. There's a big fat slider on this knife. It actually reminds me of the Scarab. Scarab has a very big button if you've ever held or played with one, and I really like it. When you hold it up next to an Ultratech or a Troodon or any other Microtech, you can see how much bigger that button really is, and it's got a deeper groove, so it's easy to get a nice bite into your thumb on that. It is nice operating this knife. The action is really reminiscent, too, of a UTX 85, which, if you don't know, they tend to have a smoother action than any other Microtech OTF. Super smooth and crispy. And when you combine that with these awesome ergonomics, I mean, this is probably the easiest to operate OTF that we have in the whole store right now. And that's a great achievement by itself, if you ask me. Blade is a gorgeous stone-washed dagger, double edge, wicked sharp tip, razor sharp edge all around, what you come to expect from Microtech. And it does stand out a little bit aesthetically from the other dagger blades with the two cuts down the middle instead of one. And it's about the same width as a Troodon blade. CTS 204P steel. If you don't know, that's basically just the American version of M390. Not literally, but they're almost indistinguishable. Fantastic options for knives. And it's the two steels that Microtech is exclusively using right now. 204P is a little rarer than M390. It's on this Hera, and I've seen it on some of the Star Wars limited editions. And last but not least, with the Hera, you've got the super unique, one-of-a-kind ball bearing pocket clip. This was designed to not chew up your pants pocket, and it avoids doing that incredibly well. It will not chew up your pocket, and it rides at a uniformly even height from the butt to the ball. So it is very easy to pocket, and it rides almost flush with that deep carry clip. I mean, this thing hides in your pocket. It disappears, especially without the glass breaker. I mean, it's gone. And it has a unique design. Little downside, it's only right-handed carry. And, I mean, you can also consider the glass breaker not being there as a downside, but I know some people don't really care. There are people that remove their glass breaker entirely or could care less about it. Doesn't bother me. It's this is its own thing. It doesn't have a glass breaker. It's part of the aesthetic. So, yeah, underrated knife. And I I wouldn't say it's super underrated because there's a fair amount of love for it, but not as much as I think it deserves. And it's just because you had to play with one to get it and to get over the price tag. $426.14 on Knife Hub. I think I already said that, but I'll put a link in the description. I think I already said that too. But just check it out if you want to look or shop or see what else we got. This is an awesome knife, and I do urge you to come to Knife Hub or your local knife store and get one in your hand so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a great knife, and I don't think enough people talked about it. Some people just totally glossed over it. It wasn't deserving of that. This is one of the best Microtechs that we have, and we do have some available. Check it out. All right. For my second favorite Microtech, out the front, I've got another knife that I feel like people just know it exists, but don't really know why, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm just projecting. But this is really another awesome knife that should not be glossed over because it's not the same old, same old. What knife is it? The Stepside. It wasn't in that box either. I keep fooling you guys. So, first thing you'll notice about this, it's ribbed.
Wow, it's ribbed.
Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, Stepside handle. Called Stepside because if you turn the knife to the side and look at it, you will see steps. They go up and then they go down. Nifty. Also, and obviously also, they have a purpose, and that is for a noticeably improved grip over a traditional smooth finish handle, which I find especially important on a UTX 85 over, say, an Ultratech, because there's a lot less handle for you to get your hand around. So this little guy makes the most of what grip you're able to get. A good choice if you happen to be, say, a first responder and your victim is trapped in a car. You need to cut the seatbelt, but the entire cabin of the car is completely filled with butter. This is your knife. This is your guy. A regular Microtech handle, it'll slip right out of your grip, like those little water wiggler toys we had as kids, and it'll probably end up in a runoff drain or something. But seriously, I'm essentially saying I really like the UTX 85 because of its smooth action and the less imposing size than some other Microtech models, like the Ultratech. If you pull that out to cut a fray off your sweater in public, some people might get alarmed. I wouldn't. I would say, wow, that's a really sweet knife. But, you know, to each their own. And I had a few choices on the fit and finish of this knife, and I ended up going with the bronzed Apocalyptic because it is a really strong choice, and it's starting to work on me, and it is just beautiful. Microtech really does an amazing job with that. The Apocalyptic finish also hides blemishes from wear super good. Another thing to note, the handle does get a little bit thicker in the middle because of the steps. I should probably close the blade when I do that. When compared to an Ultratech. There we go. You can probably see there. It's not a big deal. You don't even notice when you're holding it, but regardless, it's something to note. So, quite a few options too for the Stepside models. And, you know, as always, I'll put links in the description if you want to shop for some or anything else that we might have that interests you. But that's about it for this video. Make sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video. It helps us a lot more than you think. I hope you liked my two choices, and I'll see you guys next time, all right?